see you in my channel, and in this video I will tell you reason to study Ukrainian instead of Russian. The fact number 1, Ukrainian language is very old language. And if you study Ukrainian today but you decided to take some historical book which was written 100, 300 or 500 years ago, you will understand completely everything what is written on that book, because Ukrainian language doesn't change so much. Of course, we have a lot of new words in Ukrainian language because there is a lot of new stuff which need new names. But anyway, we will understand a big part of very old book because language doesn't change so much. And the first reminding about Ukrainian language is in 858 years. And you can understand that how old Ukrainian language is. Russian language changed so much since the 17th century, and even Russians can't confirm that if you take Russian language, which was like 1000 years ago, and you take Ukrainian language, and they are similar because they come from one Slavic family, Slavic language family. But in the Reform time in Russia, their language changed so much because they include to Russian language a lot of French words, German words and other words. And Russian language now are very different from Ukrainian, and Russians don't understand Ukrainians if they don't study language. So yes, they understand some words, they understand kind of 40%, but not all language. And Russian language are very different from old Russian, which was in Russia before 17th century. Ukrainian language still be the same, just with new words, because we have a lot of new stuff. So learn Ukrainian language, read old books in original, and it will be very cool for you. Fact number 2. Ukrainian language is much easier to remember than Russian, because Ukrainian language, as I said, is old language, and we have one root for a lot of words, and a lot of words which have similar root, and it means that it's more easier to remember than Russian. And now I will explain you an example. For example, the word лікар, doctor. So we have similar root lik. Лікар, doctor. Лікувати, to treat. Лікарня, hospital. Ліки, medicine, and so on, so on, so on. So the same root but different words, and of course it's much more easier to remember. And we take this like Russian example. Лікар in Ukrainian, врач in Russian. Лікарня, hospital. Больниця in Russian. Ліки in Ukrainian. Лікарства in Russian. So just look at it. Лекарство, врач, больница, all these words are different, and of course it's more words and it's much harder to remember for you instead of Ukrainian. So learn Ukrainian language. Fact number 3. Ukrainian language is very beautiful. In the competition of Beauty of Languages in 1934 year in Paris, Ukrainian language took the 3rd place, the first after French and Persian. So Ukrainian language is very beautiful, so why don't you learn Ukrainian instead of Russian? Fact number 4 and the last. Ukrainian language is very similar to different Slavic languages. Because Ukrainian language is very old, as I already said, it's very similar to different Slavic languages which are also old. So if you learn Ukrainian, you can then learn Polish language because it's very similar to Ukrainian. They have 70% common vocabulary instead of Russian, because Russian and Ukrainian have just 60% of common vocabulary. Then after Ukrainian language you can understand Polish a little, you can understand Slovak language a little, and you can understand Croatian language a little. So you will understand more Slavic languages after learning Ukrainian instead of Russian. And in conclusion, as you understand, Ukrainian language is very beautiful, very old, and much more easier to remember than Russian. So learn Ukrainian, be cool, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe on my channel if you don't do this yet. Love you guys!